Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Deborah Bangboshi. I am filming from Lagos, Nigeria. If this is your first time here, you're welcome, and for those of you that are also returning, thank you very much for coming back. Today I am going to be addressing the fresh graduates amongst us. Fresh graduates, or if you are just somebody that has maybe not done anything since graduation. You graduated 5 years ago, and you've not done something in terms of like your career. Maybe you were taking a career break or life just happened. Today I am going to be sharing some tips that you might find useful for you. So for context, right, I think that there might be some things that I might mention in this video that might be more applicable to people in Nigeria, but I believe that on a more general note, right, most of the tips I'll be sharing are going to be beneficial across board. So now that you have graduated, what next, right? This is a question that a lot of us ask ourselves, and other people also ask us these questions. So the number one thing after graduation that I would recommend is for you to breathe. I'm sure this is probably not what you were hoping to hear, but you actually need to breathe. Like, you've done a 4-year course, you've done a 5-year course, you've done a 6-year course for somebody that maybe did medicine or any other course along the sciences. You have tried. Just rest, right? Rest. Take some time, just rest and recover from all the stress that you had to go through during your undergraduate. So yeah, just take some time to breathe. If you schooled in Nigeria, you would know that schooling in Nigeria in itself is a lot. Like, it is actually a lot. If you graduated from a Nigerian university and at one point or the other during your study you didn't feel like dropping out, I don't know, maybe maybe you didn't attend the kind of schools that we attended, but like, it's a whole lot. So I would actually advise that you take some time to just cool off, rest, recover from everything that you've had to go through, and then once you are well rested, you'll be in a better place to be able to like think straight and also like brainstorm on what you truly want to do, right? I know that for some people, immediately after school there are jobs already waiting for them, that they just start working. For some people, they can't actually afford the luxury of resting because of family responsibilities or any other thing that they have to do, right? If you find yourself in this situation, I really empathize with you, that you don't even get to have that luxury of saying you want to take a break or you just want to rest. But if you can afford to, please rest. Okay, so the next thing, right, take time to think on what you really want. Take time to think on what you really want. For a lot of people, they don't end up actually doing what they studied in school, right? So it's not compulsory that you have to actually practice what you studied, because I mean, if you find yourself here, most times people get courses that they didn't even want to start with, and then it just destabilizes them and all, right? But just ensure that whatever the situation is for you, you are making lemonades out of whatever lemon that life is throwing at you. So just take your time to think, ask yourself, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, which areas do I need to improve myself, also to prepare myself for the job market. For us here in Nigeria, after school you still have like the NYSC, where you get to like serve your country for a 1-year duration, right? So in between that and you finishing school, just take your time to really think on what you want. The first thing you are going to go for may not actually be what you would end up doing as a career, right? So just take your time, think properly, and yeah, just answer some questions, ask yourself some honest questions, and then give answers to them to give you like more clarity. Also, start with baby steps. Take a course, apply for that internship, volunteer for experience. Not everybody will get a 6-figure job right out of school, right? Some of us would have to like start small. Sometimes you even have to like work for free. Yes, I said that, work for free, just so that you have the experience, because companies want experience. They want somebody that they can trust to get the job done, and not a lot of them can afford to give a novice the position. Why? Because some roles are actually very, very critical, they are very sensitive, so they cannot just afford to put somebody that does not have the technical skill there, right? So just ensure that you develop yourself, volunteer, intern if you find the opportunity. Look for the opportunity actually. Intern, they might not be paying you so much, right? If it covers your transportation and your feeding and your basic needs, I think it's a good thing. You can just go for it to get the necessary experience. It's an investment also in yourself, right? Number 4, don't waste your service year. A lot of people just feel like they just want to go and groove during their service year. That's the NYSC that we do here in Nigeria, right? Don't waste it. It's a time that if you're lucky, you have a lot of time on your hands. For instance, you're posted to a school, you get to like maybe close earlier than the typical person who works in an office does. All those extra time that you have, ensure that you are not wasting them. You're actually using those time to invest in yourself. If you can learn a skill, please pick up a skill and learn, right? You have that 1 year of less pressure. Like there's no more pressure on you when you're serving, so you have time on your hands, right? In most cases you do have time, so just ensure that you invest that time in yourself, and then try to be as strategic as possible in terms of where you're going to serve, right? If you know that like a particular PPA is not where you see yourself like working in the long term, do what you can to ensure that you get somewhere that is like at least better and better aligns with your career goal, right? I know that like not everybody will be this lucky, so even if you don't get what you want, just make the most out of what you have at hand, right? Also, give it your best, give it your all, like just give it your all, because the foundation is always very, very much important. There are sometimes that once you get trapped in a particular career path, it becomes very difficult to get out. It becomes very difficult to transition. Nothing is impossible, of course, right? But it just becomes a bit harder for some people than some other people. So just ensure that you are giving it your best. Number 6, shun every form of comparison. Your friends might be nepo babies, right? That their dad already has a placement waiting for them. Your friends might be doing better than you. Do not see that as you are inferior or you are not doing enough. Of course, if you are sure you are doing enough. See it as a push for you to aim higher, for you to do better, and for you to improve yourself, right? If your friends are doing it, if they are up there, it means that it's a possibility that you can be up there too. So don't compare yourself with anybody. We all have our timing, we all have the pace at which we go, right? Just know yourself, be self-aware, know yourself, know your strengths, and work with that. Okay, so do not give room for comparison. Also, in comparing yourself, ensure that you don't fall into that depression of nothing is working in my life right now. Ensure that you don't fall into that temptation of getting into a really dark place, like a depressed state where you feel like you are stuck, nothing is moving, like you are not making progress, right? Just ensure that you guard your heart and you protect your joy as much as you can, right? If you have to go out, go out. If you need to have people around you, try to stay around people and ensure that you don't fall into depression of I'm not moving forward, I feel stuck, or even the boredom, right? Nobody speaks about the boredom. Especially when you are like a very, very outgoing person. When you were in school, like you had a lot of activities, you had like, I mean, the student environment is always so bubbly. So now that you are home and it just feels like the only thing you do is wake up, eat, wash plates, do the dishes, do laundry, right? There's that tendency to feel depressed, like you're not doing anything productive. But like I said earlier, right, just see it as a time for you to rest. This, for some, might be the last times that you actually get to like enjoy being taken care of, getting allowance from your parents or anything like that, being fed, having a roof once you start this work thing, if you're not intentional, most times you actually don't get a break. Like there's no break from adulthood. Once you enter, that's just it. Like once you enter, you enter. So it will take a level of intentionality for you to say, okay, I want to take a career break. You might not be able to afford to, even if you wish to, because the bills don't stop coming, right? So just ensure that you enjoy all the little joys and all the little privileges that you get, right, that your parent can still afford to give you while you are waiting and trying to like put your life together. Okay, so the next thing is find something doing, right? Don't be idle. Like I've said earlier, that you should do courses. Ensure that you're not idle as much as you are resting. Engage your mind positively, right? This, because like they say, the idle man is the devil's workshop. It is when you don't have something doing that you start doing things that you're not supposed to do, or you start thinking about things that you're not supposed to think about. So just look for something very positive and productive and try to like engage yourself with, like taking a course, reading a book, going out to events, career events, and just meeting people, just doing something positive and not just wasting time and wasting away. Right, occupy your mind, learn a skill, help out at home also, right? Help your parents as much as you can. If your mom has a business, look for ways in which you can help her to do better. If it is taking stocks, or even just helping her stay there while she tries to sort other things, right? Just give like a form of relief to the people around you. The next thing I'll talk about is pray. If you believe in God, which you should, right? Pray for God to give you direction and to just ensure that you are not just doing things by your own wisdom alone, right? So just pray, ask God to direct you. And then lastly, the last thing on my list is speak up. Don't just say that you want to figure out everything by yourself. Don't do that. Please speak up, talk to people, right? Ask for help. And don't just say you want to carry the whole burden by yourself. You never can tell the person that has the next connection to link you to the next job or to link you to the next opportunity, right? And they are just like waiting for you to speak up. So just speak up, ask people for help when you need it. Help is not now in terms of like just asking people for money. There are other things, there are other ways in which people can give you value other than just asking them for urgent 2k, right? Ask people if you need somebody to maybe coach you in a particular thing, if you need somebody to put you through on how to put together your CV, if you need somebody to link you up with an internship, with an opening, or if you even just want to volunteer with somebody, right? Just ensure that you speak up and ask for help. And I hope that everything I've said today is going to be very beneficial to you. Like I said earlier, please subscribe, share this video with your younger ones that are fresh out of school. And thank you for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.